before the list officially starts, let it be known that MMORPGs will not be counted in this list in the grounds that there's a huge freaking difference between MMOs and RPGs. So sorry, Superstar Quarterback Russell Palmer, no WoW or Guild Wars anywhere.
What? No Guild Wars 2 or World of Warcraft? You will die!
Starting at number 8 is Final Fantasy XII for the PS2. Square Enix in the Final Fantasy franchise has always had this bipolar mindset on which aspect of its games needs to be focused on. So Final Fantasy XII comes in action-packed, very old-school demeanor in RPG games. The story revolves around this brat and, okay, like the other games, the story is also weak.
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
But the elements of gameplay mechanics is probably the best fighting system to come out in years. With great level and dungeon design, Final Fantasy XII starts off this list in the best way possible.
It's not some fairy tale world of knights and princesses like in the stories.
Coming in at a time in which RPG games are delegated to be put to high standards, comes Last Story. This game is practically what an RPG should be. This is a bare-bones simplistic RPG game, and now there is nothing wrong with that. So the reason Last Story is on this list would truly be that Last Story is the perfect representation of what an old-school RPG game should be about.
Vault today. Sign up now and prepare for the future.
So this one time I was traveling along the Pit of Danger, then somehow I ended up fighting a super mutant, and physics went out the window! So Fallout 3 coming in at number 6, you get a complete original game. One thing to say about Fallout 3 is that there is very little hand-holding, at least until you leave the vault to go save your father from conspiracy, before you decide to blow up a random town for the hell of it. And strangely, there are still people who play Fallout 3 right now, for the sake that there are so many varying paths to lead to your character in, scaling from being the Master Blaster from Mad Max, or Bruce Lee in a post-apocalyptic world. Basically Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star, which is awesome.
I've had enough of your snide insinuations.
Coming at number 5 is the Mass Effect series. Okay, this might be cheating here, but the story for Mass Effect and the memorable characters given from the series stick out like a sore thumb, and even though the conclusion for the series is pretty controversial, and you have to download DLC to clear the gaping plot holes from the story, the entire series in a nutshell brings an amazing experience distinctly different from any other RPG game in this list.
I wish I'd done that the first time we met.
So Persona 3 comes in at number 4 by being one of the more addicting games I've ever played, and ironically, it might be due to how immensely difficult it is, and how much it forces you to strategize to the point that you have to begin rage quitting.
He's dead again.
The game takes place in high school where by day you're a generic looking enemy emo punktard, and by night you're a generic looking enemy punktard who shoots himself to defeat the baddies.
Single strike? Come on, stand up!
You freaking idiot! You pink idiot! Don't go through this again!
At number 3 is Persona 4. Okay, just imagine the addictiveness of Persona 3, then double that with hours worth with more and new characters, enhanced mechanics and systems, a fun story, and if you haven't played either Persona 3 or 4 yet, go play it right now. What the hell are you doing? Reaching up to number 2 would be Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Okay, now I don't know about other players' experience with the glitches here, but they were never that apparent during my time with Skyrim. And getting over the broken glitches, that I never experienced by the way, from top to down, Skyrim hits the nail in every category from graphics, story, gameplay, content, humor. Arguably, Skyrim could be said to be the perfect game, but Skyrim offers an all-around experience that shouldn't be missed. . So what charts up to number 1 being the best RPG game in the past 8 years?
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion charts in at number 1. What's to be remembered about Oblivion was that it was an enhanced version of Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which didn't get the vast public appeal that it should have got because it took itself too seriously and was boring as hell. So when Oblivion came out, it swept the gaming world, which was highly condensed on the war between FPS games. It blew people's minds with amazing graphics and an atmosphere that's nearly unforgettable, especially when the Shivering Isles DLC came out. The world and the story of Oblivion, it was so deep and compelling that I nearly spent months on just side questing alone. The reason why Oblivion is ahead of Skyrim would be the reason that it felt that Skyrim was trying to be epic, while Oblivion tried to be flat out fun, which is all I look for a game. So that's my list, and if you don't agree with me, well shut up, it's my list.
Is that the best we can expect?
I've had enough of your tabloid journalism.
Ha! You want some?